Alright, y'all, I really wanted to get started on this. I was recently watching Bonnie and Clive. I will tag her down below. Thank you, Bonnie, for starting a new addiction. She believes in doing art with junk, which is right up my alley, right? So I've been collecting junk for a long time. Here is this week's junk. Okay, this is a paper towel tube, and this was junk that was in my special papers. This was a bill from UPS. They tried to tell me I made a shipment that I did not make. Alright, this is my box of junk. Okay, I have school papers, I have dust, I have magazine pieces, I have catalogs, there is, you know, pamphlets and colored things, and I had a whole bunch of security envelopes, but I am 99% sure I went on a bender and threw all those out. So I have a ton, but there's still, look at, no shortage of junk. And over there, I have a ton of book pages. So the junk department, we are covered. She used a smaller tube. I think it was like a tinfoil or, you know, saran wrap tube, which is great. And I was going to use one, but hold on. I have my cords. None of my cords are long enough, so I got to keep the power strip up on top of my sewing machine. I decided with this one, because it's thicker, not thicker, but wider hole, I didn't want it to be that small of a tube, even though those tubes are much more rugged. We'll try this one out. So I have to do a base page. I don't think I want stuff with, like, you know, my name on it, maybe. So we'll get rid of stuff that has, like, names and addresses. So I need a base paper. So let's look through my handy dandy envelope, which I plan on using an envelope too. Because look at how great this tattered envelope is. So, oh, and she's also got me keeping itty bitty pieces now. I gotta find, I have one phone book. She puts them all in a phone book, which is awesome because those pages are so thin. So if you layer up on top of them, it takes a long time to really beef them up to the point where they're too thick to use in a book. So I'm saving the little bits now too. These are extra things I printed out. This is Lillian's recent schoolwork that she's brought home. Her notes, and so, I'm like, these are cool. So this, like, is a whole stack of papers that I kept from her recent assignments. I have this progressive envelope. I kept it too because I want to keep the windows. I've been seeing a lot of people do some cool window tags and stuff. So I'm sorry, I cannot think of who it is off the top of my head. I think Joey DeFee, I think she was one of them that did window envelope projects. So I am going to put that one aside. And this one is an envelope with a winder. I'm going to put this winder aside. I'm sorry, you don't need to be watching me cut apart envelopes here, but while I got them, I would rather just get them. I have papers for a doctor's appointment. I don't need that in there. An envelope that I could just use the envelope. Junk mail for credit card stuff. One of the little fees books for credit card stuff. Little card piece. Progressive paper schnots. Progressive little cards for insurance. And this is a nice thick piece of paper. Maybe we'll use this for our base. I saved, this is from my local grocery store, but it's got a lot of cool colors and fonts, so I kept that. She has me looking for things that I didn't usually look for too, like things like numbers, right? Because I like that stuff too. Why didn't I ever think to keep it? This is a group term life insurance policy. This is the paperwork for that, but I like all the different shades of grays and stuff. That goes with it too. Yeah, I belong to AAA, so I get 450,000 things from them every 5 minutes to sign up for. And they are very deceiving. Just like AARP, you think they send you things like you are renewing, but you're not. You're signing up for something that they want you to do, you know, survey. I'm not doing a survey to the doctor's office. I've done a million of them. They could live without one. So, envelope. This is, you know, junk, but I love this envelope. Let's see if I could just rip them all, maybe. I mean, I don't know if I'll be using these little edges anyway, so rip them all up. Okay. This is a bill. This is a bill that I'm not paying because I had gone to a place that is, I had gone to a place to lose weight, and I wasn't losing weight. I did everything they said. I stopped eating grain. I stopped eating sugar. I counted all my macros. You know, I was eating a ton of protein. I was feeling okay, you know, from changing my diet and stuff, but I wasn't losing weight. Well, it was a medication that I was on. It wasn't letting me lose weight. Excuse me, there's a lot of dust from all this box. I wasn't losing weight, so they kind of like just gave up on, I was bouncing between like the same 5 or 6 pounds. So they kind of like gave up on me. I'm sorry, but I feel like as a place that specializes in weight loss, you should know the things that make people gain or retain weight. I feel like that's your job. I'm sorry. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's a lot of medications. They should have a list. They should have a list of the medications that prevent you from losing weight or that make you gain weight, especially since it was an antidepressant, and there are a handful of antidepressants that I know of off the top of my head that that make you put on weight. So I just feel like they should have known that. Alright, so I'm going to start with this, and this I am going to glue down because I don't need every single page. So this is going to be my base. Okay. And I know I should have a glue magazine over here, but I don't, so I'm just lazy. Actually, I don't even know where, I don't even know where one is. I guess I could take one out of my junk box here. A glue catalog. I really liked seeing, I mean, she had a lot of great junk mail. You know, like everybody else's junk is always better than yours. So I'm going to just line this up like so. And flatten that. And roll it on there. Very nice. And she measured it as she went. I might measure it, you know, after a while. So I guess I should keep a tab out, right, to start the next part. So we'll jump right into security envelopes. I don't have room on my desk for my trimmer. She did a lot with her trimmer, and I just don't have the room right now. So I'm just gonna have to do scissor things. But a lot of these pamphlets and stuff, they tear. I say, look, it's not going to tear now because I said that. But, you know, remember, too, it's both sides. It is going to be double-sided, so you know, you have to make sure that both sides are going to be what you want. Okay. And I mean, she used hers. She cut them up into pages, which is, you know, awesome. I would love to do that. All right, so I'm going to rip the bottom piece off and use the top section of this bill that I am not going to pay. The bill that I'm not going to pay. I'm sorry, I didn't finish my story. This is just a copay. And y'all can fight me, you know, say, oh, you're supposed to pay that because the money actually does this, this, and this. But no, no. I'm sorry, they really disappointed me. Then I got blood work done. This was the deciding factor, and I stopped going. I had blood work done, and that blood work showed that I was deficient in a whole bunch of vitamins, which were vitamins, mind you, that they told me to take. So this is still sticky, so I'm just going to stick this down like so. I guess I'm just going to have to perfect my technique on this, because now I gotta glue edges. So yeah, I don't feel like I should have been deficient in vitamins, and I do agree that you should cut out white food, you know, white bread and white rice and white pasta, but I don't think you should cut out wheat, and I had cut out wheat completely. I do think you need a portion of grains. I was not eating any grains, so, you know, like I couldn't have oatmeal, I couldn't have any bread, I couldn't have any rice or anything like that, and I'm not saying all of it is good for you, but I do think that you should eat some grain. You know, it's part of a balanced diet to eat so many grams of grains per day. So, yeah. That's where I'm at. I'll cut this side off too. I don't like that scrappy look. I don't know, I might speed this up maybe and put on some music. And she was crooked. I know I'm going to be crooked. I'll be crooked as heck. But I'm going to try. I will try. And with the talking, I'm not realizing the edges I gotta glue. So quiet. I gotta glue this and this. Okay. This is gonna be so cool. Cool, cool, cool. I wish I had more room. I feel like I should be spreading out here, you know, because this big pile is like, you know, right where I've got to start rolling. So that goes in the trash. And then I have my die cutter up here because I've been die cutting, but I think I'm gonna have to put everything away because I have to shift gears on projects. My space right now is limited space, and so whenever I do a project, I have to put everything away and then get out the stuff for the next project. We need something that is colored. And I know I've got colored pages. Let's see. We'll put in some of these, I guess. Look at this. I am gonna cut. I'm gonna keep my edges looking clean though. But I just do it with my scissors. You're all probably looking at it going, that right there, you idiot. This is for real. Okay. So I'm just gonna cut I usually love ragged edges, but I like the idea of this being clean and orderly. So there's going to be clean and orderly. This paper is pretty fragile, so I'm going to put it up kind of high on this. Now where's my glue? Y'all are making me lose everything because you're making me talk. It's all your fault. So I put together a whole bunch of tag packs, Christmas tag packs. There are 16 tags in a pack, and they're all like the same theme in different sizes, so I'm just figuring out pricing for that, and I'm going to list those. Maybe, you know, people would like them for their Christmas projects. My glue stick is getting at the base of its life span, the bottom of his short little life. Actually, that one, I haven't had to buy glue lately because I'm doing a lot of things that are not as gluey. So yeah, it's been weird. Let's see. So I'm trying to catch up on videos and get like, did I just glue that? I just glued the wrong side. I'm trying to get caught up with some videos so that I can shift gears into boring things that might take over a week to complete. I'm going to cut that glue edge off. It might take me like you know, a week and a half to 2 weeks to do this. Just usually it only takes a few days to get my National Geographic pages done, but with all the other things I have going on, I'm not going to be able to work on it consistently. You know, especially since my building is going to be here sometime in the next 2 weeks, really. It's supposed to be sometime next week, I think, so. So I am going to start rolling this. And do I have some kind of a clip? I guess I'll use a binder clip because I don't really have a, I'm going to roll it kind of loose though, because I don't want it to, the little places I got glue are going to stick to each other. That binder clip is way too big. What do I have on my lamp? I'm so excited to get rid of this lamp too, because it just like falls down all the time. Alright, so it's not straight, but it's something. Today is the Thanksgiving lunch at my daughter's school, and I'm excited. They haven't done it. The last time we did it, she was in kindergarten, so they haven't done it in a while. I know, like, I should scrape the glue up, but I don't got the patience for that crap. So they haven't done it since pre-COVID, and I just bought some Bondo things to burnish with, so I'm gonna grab one. I bought them. I might as well use them. Sorry for my humongous arm right there in your face. And I'm going to also use it to scrape that glue off of there. So that's like a lot of glue where I don't need it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited for the lunch. You know, I like to do things with her at school because I know how much she loves school, and I know how much she loves sharing the things she loves. So I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but she does. She is very sweet, and her school year this year is going so good, and I'm so happy for her. And what I'm really happy about is her love for learning, which I really feel like is half the battle with with going to school. I mean, I enjoyed learning to an extent, but I enjoyed more being at home. And that's always been my downfalls. Even like when I was, you know, when I had jobs that kept me late hours and stuff, the second I leave my house, I'm excited to go home. I've been that way all my life. So I don't think I'm going to change now. My mom is that way. My brother's that way. So apparently it is genetic. Apparently it is German. It's a German thing, I guess. We are German. My family comes from German heritage, so I guess that's a thing that German people do. German people are standoffish and you know, very private. So again, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, but most of my family is this way. I don't know many sociable, outgoing. Oh, let's move this over so it's not perfectly lined up. Let's move it over, y'all. Moving. There we go. I'm going to need to glue a little bit more over here. There we go. I will have to go around, and I'll probably take my needle tip. These are from Amazon. I had the ones with the needles in it, but no matter what I tried, at some point it would end up with the rust. And it's very, very big pain to get stainless steel needles, and even if I did, they kept breaking. So I'd have to use my pliers to get the needle out. So I got this one with the little lid. Once in a while I have to take a needle and stick it in there, but for the most part I don't. Just don't push it really far, because the little needle part will go through the cap. I have these down in my description if you are interested in them. I have a link for them down in the description box, and like I said, I love them. I also have one with black paint and one with white paint, and I haven't used the paint ones because, you know, it's funny, I put things like that together after I have done a project that I thought they would be great with, right? Am I the only one who does that? Like, I don't know why. I don't know why I do that. And then I haven't worked on a project since that would need a white, you know, fine tip white glue splotch. So I haven't used them since. I'm just lining it up as best as I can. Look at that, I got the whole glue side over there. This is from a recipe book. I'm gonna cut off that edge. Can you believe I just contemplated keeping that thing? All because of you, Bonnie. It's all your fault. Making me keep all the junk now. More junk anyway. But no, the recycling thing is right up my alley. And you all know that between my hashtags the hashtag I created, to the art that I do on a regular basis, a lot of it comes from free or almost free things, or thrifted, used stuff. I don't buy a whole lot of new. I have gone to Hobby Lobby twice in the last few weeks, which is rare. I don't go there that often, mostly because they had Christmas stuff 60% off, and I need some Christmas stuff for Christmas art. I do spend money on that because, you know, I like to be festive and do things for the holidays. So I did that, and I did that, and that's really the only craft store I've been to in months and months and months. Unless they have a sale on things that I want. Like every once in a while, if I'm looking for a certain punch, I will go there to find the punch. But it's not very often because they don't have punches that I want usually. And I'm not too crazy about their punches anyway. Sorry, call me a punch snob, but I've become a punch snob. Ooh, look at that. How cool is that? Rick rack. There's my Bondo knife. So, a little bit, a little L, long L. So my storage space right now is so full of stuff. Like, it is crazy. It is crazy how much stuff I have in there. It's like I'm just anxiously waiting to... I am anxiously waiting for my building so that I can hurry up and insulate it, hurry up and put shelves up in my storage space. I should have my ruler. I don't. Yesterday, I was looking through stuff in my storage space, which is an ice cream truck, in case anybody is wondering. So it's like a 8-foot long box truck that I'm using right now. So I gotta shorten this up now. So I was, I had 2 priority mail boxes that I had made as D-stash boxes, and let me get this. And they were D-stash boxes, so I went through them and I found a whole bunch of stuff that I now want. Like, I want it all back. So yeah, way to go me. Way to go me. That's awesome. I'm going to put this underneath just because I have a little bit of sticky on that edge. So I took some stuff out, and in there I didn't realize like what I had put in there. I had some little distress ink tubs. I hope those are still good. I'm going to test them out. And then I'm going to rebrand my D-stash boxes and put those little inks in there because they're colors that I already have. And I don't need 10 of the same colors. I didn't make that even, y'all. Oh, I'm going to have to put something down here. We're going to put something down here. Ain't that just my luck? Like, for real. So yeah, if you are interested in D-stash boxes, what kind of stuff would you like to see? Because I put in there, I put paper, lace, ribbon. I made sure each box had some kind of tool in it. So like one of them had my tear guides, and I know one of them had a paper distresser. I think that one sold. But if you are in the market for some kind of D-stash, please let me know what you are looking to buy, you know, in a random kit of. Like, I would always get random kits of paper. That's just me. Paper, pictures. Maybe I'll put some of my pictures in there. Alright, line it up to my mat. Very nice. Very nice. You know, I've got a ton of stuff, and I've got to do something. So I'm going to make D-stash boxes. I've been trying to find some cigar boxes because I love people who do the D-stashing in the cigar boxes, but I just cannot seem to get my hands on any through YouTube. Anyway, I've been looking at the live sales. So there is a wine store in Greensboro that I've bought boxes from before, and I hope their prices are still the same. I might go there. I might go there and buy some buy some of their wine boxes. Because I'm gonna have to clean out, especially when I get going in my shop, because you know, space is precious. So, and I want to be able to utilize every inch of it, and I want it to be stuff that I use. And I have collected a lot of stuff that I don't use, or a lot of stuff that I have tried selling and it won't sell. So that is going to be an ongoing battle, I think, with things that don't sell. Let's see. Customer receipt. This paper is thin. That's okay. And it has a name on it, so let's turn it this way to glue the name side down. So I am going to do a voiceover for the rest of the way, because I kind of got so involved in the gluing that I just stopped talking and just enjoyed the process. And this roll right now is like more than 30 feet long. It's more than that. I don't know. I measured it. It was at 20. I added a bunch more. It's probably about 30 feet. I can't get my bag clips. You know those bag clips, the metal ones from the Dollar Tree? Well, you know how rugged those bag clips are? I cannot get one to hold it closed. I have it like almost holding. So I'm going to have to get some rubber bands or hair ties or something and hold them together, hold it together that way. But it is so relaxing and so nice to do something like this. I don't know. I just love it. I don't know why. I just love doing it. I just love knowing I'm using up stuff from that box, even though I just added a ton of crap to that box. But I'm just really into making this junk roll. It's, you know, it's like become my third child. No, I'm just kidding. But the lines on my cutting mat, I don't know if I do it in the video, but after the stuff I glued in after, I had it lined up on my cutting mat, and I use those to guide me, because it's kind of easy to get it going a little wonky, and it is wonky right now, so I gotta kind of just deal with it. You gotta kind of just go with the, you know, try and make it as straight as you can, I guess. And like I said, I know that Bonnie made hers into actual book pages, and I'll probably do that. I mean, I have 30 feet of this stuff. I will probably make it into book pages. I might turn it into like my own glue books. I think that would be fun. I might, you know, put some napkin whites over it to kind of mute all of the contrasting colors. If I want to use it for some sort of background, I might, you know, put some napkin whites over a section of it, or, you know, quote unquote pages. So that might, you know, that might be something to think about. And I'm using all thicknesses of paper, but I did go back on a big portion of the roll, almost the whole thing, if not the whole thing. And I did like Bonnie did, where she kind of covered up some spots and added some more here and added some more there. So I kind of did that. You know, but honestly, I don't know why, if it's just the way my brain hasn't been working, but trying to figure out where the glue goes, I'm like doing it wrong all the time. You know, it's just crazy, I guess. But those Tractor Supply flyers are such a nice thick paper. I don't know if they still are. That's probably a 3 or 4 year old flyer, maybe older. But if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I've used that as a drop paper for a long stinking time. And it's covered in paint and it's sitting in my stash of drop papers. But, oh, excuse me. Long day. But it's still in my stash of drop papers, but it lasted me for. But yeah, I used that Tractor Supply for a very, very long time as my drop cloth, and it lasted forever. Um, but I have added so much more to this box. Part of it being National Geographic pages, not the images and stuff that we cut out, but the other pages that are just words, or, you know, the magazine poop with the envelopes and subscribe now and save blah blah blah. Well, I saved those and I put them in the box. So the other day I'm like, oh look, I'm putting a dent in this box, and then today I filled it up so even thicker than it was. So yeah, that'll be fun. Those Bondo knives are awesome. I don't know if I said that in the original part of this video, but those knives are so awesome for doing what I just did and spreading the glue. I will leave a link below. I bought mine at Lowe's, and Lowe's is more expensive than Amazon. So I am going to go ahead and leave that link for you, and you can head over to Amazon. They come in a 3-pack. I probably told you this, but I use all 3 of them pretty regularly, and you could cut them down too. They recommend cutting it to whatever size you need. So they are so versatile, and they are so much cheaper than the art ones that, and they're not an actual silicone. They are slippery, like, you know, they're like a slippery, harder silicone, I guess. I don't know how you'd explain it. I do have to go along the back of the roll and, you know, touch up all the little things, but I haven't gotten that far because I've just been so involved in the gluing of the front part. I did go around some of the back and glue some of the corners that, you know, were sticking up. You know, areas I didn't get or couldn't get or didn't think to get. So I did go back there and do that a little bit. I had to go get glue sticks. My container is actually running low. I mean, don't worry. I got like 500,000 more boxes, but my little container that I keep them in is getting a little low. So I'm going to have to open another case. I buy my glue in bulk whenever it's on sale. It's usually on sale for Prime Days or Black Fridays and stuff, but it has not been this year. Luckily, I got a whole bunch of it at Christmas last year and on Prime Day last year in July. I still have a ton of that glue. When I say a ton, I mean I order like 7 or 8 cases of 12 or 24 sticks or whatever. So, you know, I get a lot at a time. I do not like to be out of glue or low on glue. I really like adding flyers, even with the gloss. I just like the contrast. I like the contrast of some of the weird, you know, pamphlets or papers that I've collected. And another thing is I'm really enjoying the changes in texture. That would be the only complicated thing for me if I were to, I pointed at the turkey. This just happened to be Thanksgiving school lunch menu. They don't do that now since COVID. It's all online, which is depressing because they always use such pretty color paper. But yeah, the only reason I would hesitate using the napkin whites on it would be because of the contrasting colors. But I you know, I don't really care, I guess, when it comes to gloss or not gloss. It's junk and it's supposed to look like junk. Sorry, I'm trying to tell if my kids are done in the shower. Because I don't know why, but their energy level has been on overdrive the last like week, maybe. I mean, it started this weekend, I think. Oh my goodness, they have been right out of their freaking tree. And I'm getting tired because of it. I'm stinking tired. So, you know, I'm tired just watching them be energetic, for crying out loud. I really do have a good time doing this. I saved the picture, not picture, the window pieces of the envelopes and put them aside because, you know, those are nice to use in glue books, and I might make like a weird little shaker thing for Christmas time. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, so I might, you know, I might do that in some of my art journals or glue books or, you know, Zibaldonies or desk collection book or whatever they call it. Yeah, Lily had to bring me the phone because I was waiting for a phone call. So I just, you know, hung out with the phone, waiting for the phone call that, you know, showed up 10 minutes after I was done filming. I really recommend making yourself a junk roll out of whatever junk you want. I also really lucked out and I got some frickin' phone books last weekend at an estate sale. I said to the guy, I said, I'm going to ask you the weirdest question of the day. And he said, what? I said, are you selling the stack of phone books underneath your phone in the kitchen? They thought I wanted the phone. They're like, well, the phone's not for sale. The phone's... I said, I don't want the phone. I want the phone books. And they all look at me. It was like, you know, 3 or 4 people doing this estate sale, and they all look at me like I'm crazy. And I say, listen, here's the deal. I do a lot of art, and the art that I do involves a lot of gluing. And I like using phone book pages because they are thin and they are nice to glue on. And I said, and just so you know, I do use dictionaries, which also have thin paper, but I tend to use the dictionaries more for the paper, not as the substrate. So once I said that, they didn't think I was as weird, but don't worry, I'm still weird. I'm still weird, right? Is she almost done? Okay, I'll be out 1 minute. And now she shut the water off and I know she didn't wash it. That's okay. I'll be out. It's tattletale time. I have so many of these types of books too with like insurance cost deductibles. We get these books at the end of the year, and you know, we get a bunch of them from a bunch of different companies, and the paper is so nice and thick and luscious. I might use some for my jelly plating too. I got a ton of paper in here. I use a lot of this paper for my jelly plating. Like I use the Veranda magazine. I love those pages as painty papers. I no longer use just magazine pages on my jelly plate, except once in a while. But I think the gloss makes it, changes the way it prints. And I usually have, you know, air bubbles or spots that don't pick up. So I tend to be using regular non-gloss paper, non-coated paper. And if I use a magazine page, I will scrape paint or put paint with a brush or sponge on it first, and then do the accenting parts later with the jelly plate, but not bare on the jelly plate. It just doesn't, once in a blue moon you get a nice texture, but I don't like the way it looks. But I'm coming to the end of my little video here, and hopefully if you didn't find this boring, I'll do this again if you're interested. Let me know in the comments if you like watching me glue junk to other junk, because we all have neat looking junk, you know. But thank you all for watching and hanging out with me, and I